felt misunderstood or judged for the creepier, darker art themes that you draw?
Darkness.
Same here. My name's Shawn Coss. I've done dark art pretty much my whole life. That's what I'm known for. You've probably seen my work through the mental health series, see their album covers, just on Instagram and DeviantArt. But it's been a part of me for as long as I can remember, and I have my mom to thank for that. She raised me on Stephen King from a very young age at 5 years old. So when people ask, why do you draw such dark items and creatures? I'm like, well, blame my mom. I always get told by many onlookers, like, why don't you draw something cute or more pleasant looking, like flowers or a unicorn? I'm like, well, I could draw that, but then it wouldn't be my artwork. It would be me trying to imitate someone else's art. And I wouldn't be being true to myself. And I feel dark art has a place in the world. You know, the world is not sunshine and rainbows and we're all happy together. It is dark. It can be depraved. It can be sad. It can be horrific. And I think artists such as myself and many like you, we need dark art. We need dark art in the world to remind us of the darkness that's around. There's always the stigma of dark artwork of, oh, you must be into black metal or devil worship, or you must not believe in God. And it's such a generalization because we draw creatures and demonic figures that we're automatically labeled as demon worshippers ourselves, which, if you know most of us, further from the truth. Especially me. I'm a 41-year-old dad. I have a lot of fun playing video games, playing with my 2 daughters. I don't sit around brooding going, oh, I'm so dark. No, I don't do that. No, I have my down days. I battle with depression. Is there an emotional toll to drawing the dark artwork? There can be. When I'm creating artwork now, sometimes dwell in that emotion that I'm creating. You know, my best work and the best work from a lot of musicians and artists is typically when we're tortured the most. So when we're having a, critical moment in our life, we're struggling with something mentally, emotionally, that typically is when we create the most work. And it typically ends up being the best work we created, which kind of sucks because it's almost like we have to be miserable to make awesome artwork. But as I've gotten older, I can summon that feeling and not live in it, so to speak. So if I have an idea that deals with a darker subject matter, I can keep myself separated from it to where I'm not living in the feeling. I can experience it, but I'm not living with it. And that's come with time. I'm not the same angsty 20-something-year-old that always drew just depressing things and monsters. Now I'm an established artist in the, clothing brand world and among the mental health world. I have a beautiful family and I have a lot going for me. I've built a great career. And so I always had that fear of not being able to put out the same quality of work. But I would argue that the work I put out the last couple of years have been some of my best. It's also been when I've been my happiest. And even though we have a lot of people looking down on darker artwork, I've had moments in my life to where that darker artwork has treated me better. Case in point, the Seether album covers. I've grown to establish a great friendship with Shawn, Corey, and Dale. And the artwork I do for them is much darker content. But because of my darker artwork, it's allowed me to get into the music scene with like national acts. The biggest pivotal point with dark artwork is obviously my mental health series with It's All in Your Head, and just getting shown around the world through Reddit and multiple news outlets of this darker style of mental health portrayal. And that was a very pivotal moment in my life. And if I would have listened to so many of those people in the beginning about changing the art style and creating flowers and ponies, maybe I wouldn't have the career I have now. So I think it's important to embrace that darkness, and struggle with it. I think as artists, we struggle just overall with where we are in the world, where our career's at. So being a dark artist, being a portrait artist, or being a watercolor artist, we all struggle. We're trying to find our place in this mad, mad world. There's beauty in that pain and that struggle. As I said before, it's creating life into these new creations and these new pieces that are from nowhere. So it's almost essential to have that struggle, I think. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. If you're a dark artist, if you share the similar feelings, or do you live in an area that is frowned upon if you do dark artwork? And if so, how do you block out that noise and keep pursuing your style, your passion? Put it in the comments below. I'd love to, check it out and find some other artists to look into. Until next time.